Good morning from me and Dharma and Winnie. Welcome to this flow. I created a completely different flow that I had every intention of doing, and then I got on my mat and I said, now is not the right time, so I'm completely changing directions. And that is the biggest lesson that I've learned during this pandemic, is to pivot when it's time to pivot, to change direction when it's time to change direction, and to not fight against it, because that just creates stress and anxiety, but to go with the flow. So that is what I'm going to be doing. Now my sprinklers just came on, so I'm either going to take a shower while I do yoga, or I'll take a break if it gets too wet over here. All right, go ahead and come to your knees on your mat, facing the front of your mat. Rest your hands gently in your lap. Go ahead and let your palms be up, and maybe one palm cradles the other palm. Your thumb goes on top of your other thumbnail, and just let your hands sit like that. Allow your eyes to close, and allow your attention to go into your breath and into your body. Let yourself just start to arrive in this moment and in this spot. Accepting your body and your thoughts for what they are right now. Noticing them, welcoming them. So it's playtime for my dogs, apparently, because that is what they want right now. Start to slightly, just so slightly, draw your shoulder blades together, opening up your heart. So we're not arching our back. We're just drawing them together just slightly. Maybe your elbows draw back a touch, or they draw in closer to your body. And then allow your neck to start to feel long, with so much spaciousness between your ears and your shoulders. On an exhale, draw your belly in to help support that whole mid-core section of your body, and allowing your spine to feel supported. Notice how this posture might affect how you feel emotionally, mentally, or your thoughts. This is a tall, proud posture. We're looking for ease and strength in the same moment. If you'd like to set an intention, a reason why you're on your mat today, or a thought or something that you'd like to focus on, now's the time to do that. If you would like some support in setting an intention, I invite you to invite something in like change. I am accepting of change. I'm welcome of change. I can pivot with the moment. I accept and welcome and invite this moment for exactly what it is. I want you to lean forward onto your knees a little bit, and we're going to tuck our balls of our feet under. We're going to tuck our toes under. Maybe we reach back and get them all tucked under. we're going to give the backs of our feet a little stretch. So you have a couple options here. You can keep your hands in front of you because this is a very intense pose. The best part of this pose, I'll be honest with you, is getting out of it. Right? So just think about it like the pandemic. You can do anything for a certain amount of time, knowing that it is going to end, right? So this is going to end. You can do anything for just a couple seconds. So you can stay here. You can place your hands up on your knees, or you can bring your hands all the way back to that cupped position that you had earlier. I want all of your focus to go into your breath. Your shoulders are still pulling together behind you just slightly. Your neck still has all that space. I want your breath to fill your body. Continue to follow your breath, gluing your attention towards your breath, away from your feet. You can do anything for a few minutes or a few seconds. Don't worry, I won't leave you here for minutes. 2 more breaths, big breaths, all the way down to your feet. 1 more big breath all the way down to your feet. Slowly move forward. You're going to untuck your toes. Oh my gosh, that part is the best. And you're going to kind of tap the tops of your feet onto the ground. Ooh, that feels so good. I love coming out of that pose. Sometimes the beauty of some of these poses isn't what you notice. It can be what you notice in the pose, but it's the release from the pose. That is the beauty of that pose. It's like eagle. Maybe we'll go there later. All right, go ahead and sit back into a child's pose. You can have your knees together or your knees wide, whatever feels good to you. My dog's got some everything on the mat. Toes together, forehead on the ground, arms reach long. Now go ahead and tiptoe your fingertips a little longer so you start to feel the sides of your body lengthen. Your hips stay back on your heels. Imagine your armpits and your shoulders just melting towards the ground, drawing towards the ground just slightly. So it's not a very active pose. We're just lengthening in this pose. And then allowing gravity to work with us. Continue to draw your belly in so that your low back can get a little more space. Maybe your heart sinks closer to the ground. Now look up toward your hands. Oh, I got doggy. Okay, Winnie, thank you very much. Yay, yoga. Hi. Look up toward your hands. Keep your forearms on the ground, and you're going to draw yourself forward into a sphinx. So your belly is going to come all the way onto the ground, legs long behind you. Now your elbows are under your shoulders, so you have a 90-degree angle. Your palms are on the ground. Go ahead and pull your legs together. So your ankles, your toes, your feet are together. Roll your shoulders back. Shoulder blades just drawing down the back. Now take your fingertips and pull the mat towards you and feel your heart pull forward and open up. Keep your chin parallel with the ground. Inhale, fill up your lungs. Shoulders are pulling away, drawing away from your ears, allowing that neck space, that long, long neck space. If it feels good while you're here, you can roll your head around. Get all the kinks out. Roll it one way and then roll it the other way. And now I have a dog lying on next to my booty. Look over your left shoulder. Feel that stretch in your neck, keeping your right shoulder over your right elbow. Now look over your right shoulder and keep your left shoulder over your left elbow. So what I'm saying is I don't want you to turn back this way and let that left shoulder come forward. Keep that left shoulder where it is and just give your neck a stretch. Now look back to the front, back to neutral. Press your whole palm in and extend your arms. Lengthen if that feels good. Draw your belly in. Shoulder blades down. If you want, at this point, you can look up towards the sky, or you can keep your chin parallel with the ground. Look to the left and the right again. Shoulders stay where they are. Lowering your forearms. I'm about to disrupt Miss Winnie's seat. We're going to push all the way up to our hands and knees. Sorry, Winnie Pooh. Pushing all the way up to hands and knees. You're going to move through your cat and cow. So your wrists are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. So we have all the 90-degree angles going on here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, curl your spine, drop your head. Now let's add our feet into this. Inhale, drop your belly, tuck your toes under, open the backs of your feet. Draw those shoulder blades together. Wrap your triceps in. Maybe bend your elbows back towards your thighs. See if you can get that open chest even more. And then exhale, drop chin to chest. Belly draws into spine. Spine reaches for the sky. Untuck your toes. Roll through that a couple times on your own. You can make circles if that feels good. You can move however you want. You can draw forward on your cow and backwards on your cat, kind of like a half child's pose. Whatever you want to do, just roll through that for a couple seconds, for a couple breaths. All right, come to a neutral. Neutral spine, tucking your toes under, pressing your hands. We're moving up to downward facing dog, lifting your hips. Big inhale. Exhale, looking back at your thighs. And go ahead and pedal out this dog. Feel all the stretches. Find all the ways you can move through this, or the ways you usually like to move through this, bending one knee and then the other. Lift those hips, press into those hands. Let that whole upper body from hip to armpit elongate. Now we're going to rock our hips over to the right, and we're going to sink our left heel onto the ground, and we're just going to get, bending your right knee, a left side body stretch. So when your hips rock to the right and your left heel comes down, you rotate your toe out, and you feel that stretch from your wrist all the way back to your hip. Breathe into that for a couple seconds. And then switch to the right side, rotating your heels over to the left side of your mat, dropping your right heel, keeping that right palm pressing into the ground and getting that stretch from your right wrist all the way to your right hip so that left knee is bent. Go ahead and sway back and forth in that a couple times. One breath on either side. If you bend into that bent knee a little bit more, you can get a little more length in the body. The more straight it is, the less length. So the deeper the stretch, the deeper the knee bend, the deeper the stretch. And then come back to a neutral. Exhale, look in between your hands. Take your right knee, draw it into your belly, draw it round your spine, and then step forward. Right foot forward. We're going into a low lunge. We're planting our left knee. Now, before you raise your hands off the ground first, I want you to elongate your spine. Maybe your fingertips are touching the ground. Think about a long spine reaching forward. Let's say there's a top corner to the room. You're reaching for that corner. Now start to peel your belly up off your thigh. Maybe you use your hands. Inhale, reach your arms up. I'm going to give you some options here. You can do all three or just one. Reach your arms for the sky and stay here, allowing your shoulder blades to roll down the spine. You can cactus arms here, or you can interlace your hands behind your low back. Draw your palms together and stretch your arms back towards your left thigh, opening your chest, drawing your shoulder blades together. You can keep your chin parallel with the ground, or you can look up towards the sky. Breathe here. Now, if you're looking up towards the sky and you find your balance to get a little wobbly, just wiggle that right foot out a little bit to the side to give yourself a little bit of a wider stance. Inhale, reach your arms back up towards the sky if they're to the side or behind you. Plant your hands down towards your feet. Reach up for a revolved dragonfly, low dragonfly, we'll call it, with our knee down. Stay here for a few breaths. You can stay here and twist this and come up, or you can tuck your toe under and extend your back leg, bringing your knee up off the ground. We're coming up into a revolved lunge. Woo. Slowly. Your knee can be up or down on this. Your right hand goes to the outside of your left leg. It's a test on right and left. You can look back behind you. You can look up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. My dogs make all the appearances, y'all. Cartwheel your hands back towards the ground. Plant your knee. Untuck your toe. Extend your front leg for half Hanuman, half split. Split sounds scary, so we'll just call it half monkey pose. Inhale, long spine. Now instead of rounding over, right? Sometimes we want to just round over. I want you to first, hinging at your hip, place your belly on your thigh. I want your head to be reaching past your foot. Right? So we don't need to be there. I'll let you go there in a sec, but not yet. Now draw your right hip back away from your heel. Feel that length. It's easier when you let that right hip go forward, but when you draw it back, it's going to give a lot more length in that hamstring, and you might feel yourself come up out of the stretch a little bit, but you'll feel the stretch intensify. That's good stuff. It's quality over, I want to say quantity, but that's not what we're going for. It's quality over plopping down into a pose. All right, walk your hands back forward, plant your foot, just stretch out your hip flexor. So think of this almost as a cross between a low lunge and a lizard. So your belly is coming to the inside of your right thigh a bit. Long spine, shoulders back and down. Give your neck that space. And then rock back, half Hanuman. Right hip draws backwards. All right, now I'm going to rotate to face you because what we're going to do is we're going to walk our hands around to the left. I'll turn my back to you first so you can see where we're coming from. I'm going to walk my hands around. I'm moving into a supported side plank or a gate pose. So I'm walking my hands around. My knee is rotating, and I'm placing my left hand on the outside of my left knee. Basically like this. And I'm going to reach up and over. So we're here. Your left knee is down. Now, think about that right foot. Draw your inner arch of your foot up and press the outside blade of your foot into the ground to elongate that whole side of the body. Reaching, looking up towards the sky or down at your hand, whatever feels best on your neck. Now from here, you're going to take this knee, you're going to rotate your shin in, and you're going to sit both sit bones down. So we're in a half split. I think I'm about to get sprayed by my sprinkler system. Maybe not. All right. So your left knee is bent. Right hand can hold onto your right foot. Left hand, let me try this again because I'm reversing it for you. Right hand can hold onto your left foot. Down. Okay. Left arm reaches over and up and towards your foot. Look up under your armpit. Now, this is another quality over plopping down stretch. So instead of just trying to reach for that foot, I want you to open up your rib, right? We're rolling our left rib up towards the sky, looking up under our left armpit for quality stretch. So if you can keep that openness and reach your foot, definitely go for it. If you're compromising that quality to reach your foot, then say, wait, maybe not today. My kiddo's awake. Big inhale, reach both arms back up. Plant your left hand back down, pushing back up, rotating back into your gate or supported side plank. Walking your hands back around towards the front, towards your right leg. Into your half Hanuman. Hello. Walking your hands forward into your low lunge. Stepping back, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward dog. Let's move through that a couple times. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Look at your hands. Walk your feet all the way up. And then hold on to your elbows. Let's just hang out for a sec. If you set yourself an intention in the beginning, revisit that. Keep a little bend in your knees here. Maybe you bend it a lot so you can let that belly rest and your spine elongate. It feels nice to be able to have a long spine in a forward fold when you have tight hamstrings, speaking from experience, because when I'm in a forward fold, I tend to be very rounded in my spine because my hamstrings are so tight. So when I can bend them a little bit, my spine gets a little more length and it feels really nice. And it's been able to help me, A, recover from a hamstring injury, which sucks, and B, get deeper into my forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and all the way up. Exhale, draw your palms together into your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, plank. You can chaturanga or go straight back to downward facing dog. I'll meet you there. Take a few deep breaths here. Press the palms of your hands, the whole palm, your fingertips into the ground. Feel that length again all the way through your torso, your ribs, your hips, all the way from wrist to hip, lengthening. Now allow your shoulders to draw away from your ears while you're upside down. That's an interesting thought. And find all that space that your neck can get. Maybe shake your head no and yes. Inhale. Exhale, bring your knee to your chest. Round your spine. Round, round, round. Left knee. Left knee. Step between your hands. Lower your back knee. Untuck your toe. Now stay here a second. Roll your shoulders back. Elongate your spine. Maybe you come up to your fingertips. Feel that length settling into your right hip flexor. Stay with this for a second and just let yourself come into this stretch a little bit. Along your right quadricep, your right hip flexor. Start to peel your belly up. You can use your thigh. Inhale. Now you have 3 options with your arms. Arms can reach up for the sky. Cactus arms, drawing your shoulder blades together. Or all 3 are interlacing your hands behind your back. Palms draw together and then down your back right thigh. Shoulder blades come together. Heart lifts. Chin can lift or stay parallel, depending on what feels good in your neck. If your balance is challenged, you can always wiggle that left foot out a little bit to give you a wider foundation. My accent's coming in, and I don't even have one. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, plant your right hand. Tuck that toe under. Extend your back leg. We're coming into you can keep your knee down as well, by the way, like we did in whatever you did on the other side, you're going to do on this side. Into revolved lunge or dragonfly. I'm getting wet. Reaching up for the sky. You can keep your knee down, or you can keep it up. And we're going to come up. So drawing that left thigh in towards your belly, belly in towards spine, left hand reaches for the back of the room, draws you up, or the back of the mat for revolved lunge. Shoulders are still coming down your spine, away from your ears. So I said it in the beginning with child's pose. Or no, on our knees with hero pose. Finding that combination of ease and strength, right? So we're looking for ease in our shoulders and strength in our legs. Coming back down to our dragonfly, lowering your back knee, planting your left hand, extending your front leg, half monkey. All right. Inhale, long spine. Maybe you come up to your fingertips. If you have blocks, you can use blocks and place your hands on blocks. If you need to bring your hands up to your thighs, bring your hands onto your thigh. Thigh, not thighs. All right. So first, long spine. Inhale. So that means that we're hinging right at our hip. Our belly is going to be the first to connect with our thigh before we do any bending over, right? Then we're going to imagine somebody lassoing our left hip and drawing it backwards, drawing it back just a bit, just to give it that extra length. So while that left hip is drawing back, imagine your head reaching long. So oppositional movement, left hip drawing to the back of the mat, head drawing to the front of the mat. With your hip drawing back, your shoulders are also drawing back and away from your head. Inhale, walk it forward to a lunge, long spine. You can keep your fingertips on the ground. Exhale, half Hanuman. Inhale, forward. Exhale, half Hanuman. Now stay here. Now we're going to walk around to that gate pose again. So we're walking to the right this time. Walking, walking, walking until your right hand is on the outside of your right knee. Left hand reaches for the sky. So you can look up or down. While you're here, let's think about a couple things. Shoulders again, drawing together and down the spine, giving your neck all that space. But I want you to also imagine your right ribs reaching up away from the ground. You might feel a little length in that supporting arm. Your whole palm should be on the ground, unlike mine. Like this, your whole palm. So let's take that left arm up over your head, pressing the left blade of the foot in, allowing the left arch of your foot to come up. Finding that length from fingertip to blade of your foot all along the left side of your body. Breathing into that left side of your lung. What if in this moment you just thought everything is exactly as it should be? Everything is perfect as it should be. Because this moment is okay. Can we allow ourselves to think that more often? What ifs, or the future thought of, ooh, this is coming, or that might be coming. Right now, everything is perfect. Can we just revel in that for a second before the next moment comes? Bring your left hand down. Walk your hands back towards the front of your mat. Tuck your toe under. Step back to downward facing dog. Oh, yeah. Big inhale. Exhale through your mouth. One more time. Big inhale. And on that exhale, allow more space to grow between your wrists and your hips. Inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, walk or jump your feet up to your hands. Grab your elbows, bend your knees slightly and sway. Bend your knees enough so that your belly has contact with your thighs and your spine is long. Let your arms hang towards the ground. I want you to reach your arms alongside of your ears as you sink your hips till your torso is parallel with the ground. So we're in something lower than a boat right now. So our knees are bent about 90 degrees. Our chest is sitting on our thighs. Big inhale. Reach your hips and your fingertips away from each other to find length. On your next inhale, come up to a chair pose. So we're peeling our belly up off our thighs, drawing our belly in towards our spine. You can put your hands at your heart, or you can reach them up for the corner of the room or the sky. Lift your heart into your thumbs. If your hands are at your heart, draw your shoulder blades together. If your hands are reaching for the sky. Sit lower. Sit lower. Sit lower. Don't sit on the ground yet. You can do it. Sit lower. We can do hard things. We can do anything for a few seconds. Sit lower. Sit lower. Sit all the way down and into a boat. Draw your knees together. All right, let's have some fun. Let's rock and roll and find our balance back in a boat pose. So long spine. Now we're going to curve our spine and rock. Try it first without grabbing behind your knees. Try it just with your arms parallel with your shins. So we're going to rock and roll and come back to balance. Hey-o. Now, if you'd like to try it holding on to the backs of your thighs, you can. Or you can rock and roll again, keeping your arms next to your thighs. Rock and roll. Go ahead. Come back up. Do it 2 more times. And then come back up. All right, let's tap our right foot and then our left foot. Belly's drawing to spine. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Stay here for a second. And then let's plant our feet down to the ground. Grab your shins, pull your belly up towards your spine. Belly up towards your spine. Let me try that again. Grab your shins, pull your belly towards your thighs, long spine. There we go. All the words came out, just not enough of them. Shoulders draw back and down. So we're going to allow our heart to just feel open here. Our neck to feel long, ourselves to feel proud and tall, calm and strong at the same time. Good. Let's let your feet now come to about hip distance apart. You're going to plant your hands behind you. We're going to go into reverse tabletop. So let's bring our shins in just a little bit so that when we push up, we're looking to have our ankles just under our knees. So we're going to press into our hands, press into our feet, lift our hips. You can drop your head back if that feels good to you. Inhale, hips come up just maybe half an inch more. Now we're going to exhale, but our hips are not going to touch the ground. What? They're going to swing back through our arms. So keep your heels on the ground. The hips are going to swing back. And maybe our hips don't touch the ground and we push into the ground and stay elevated. Inhale, come back up. Hello, abs. Inhale while we're up. Exhale, push through. Now, if you have blocks you want to use here, you can use blocks. It'll give you a little more elevation. Inhale up. Exhale, push through. Hips stay up. Inhale up. Exhale, push through. I can't do this because of my wrist. Inhale up. I got a little funky wrist going on. I got some joint issues that come with the joy of getting older. Inhale up. Last time. Exhale, float those hips up off the ground for a few more seconds. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, plant it down. Holy crap. That is a workout for me. That is a freaking workout and a half for me. All right, bring your ankles together. We're going to do a little bit more in the ab department, in the creative ab work department. So our spine is long. We're sitting in an L shape, right? Staff right here. Let's flex our feet. Let's make our feet really active so our heels are up off the ground. You're going to put your hands on outside of your thighs, and you're going to walk your hands forward, let's say to our knees. We're going to press our fingers or fingertips so we can do our whole palm or our fingertips into the ground. and lift our legs, not our whole leg, sorry, let me rephrase that. Lift our heels up off the ground. So press in, lift up. Big breath, lower. Sit up tall, roll your shoulders back. Draw your hands back towards your hips. Draw your elbows together, open up your heart. So like a cat and cow is where our back is going to go on this. So we're arching a little bit into this, elbows coming back behind our back, just a touch. And now walk your fingers back, curling your spine, lifting your heels up off the ground. Big breath. Exhale. Draw it back to a cow. Exhale, lift. Inhale, cow. Exhale, lift. I got a little shake going on. Inhale, cow. I hope you do too. Last one. Exhale. Draw that belly in. Draw it in. Maybe one more second. And fold forward. Drop your head. Round your spine this time. Now we get to round. And just relax. Maybe palms up. In the receiving position, right? So we're just letting this moment be. Relax your legs. Maybe your toes fall out away from each other just a touch. I've got to tell you, I'm really sweaty and I'm kind of grateful for the sprinkler system being on me. With every exhale, let yourself release something that doesn't serve you, whether it's tension in your muscles or thoughts in your brain. This moment is perfect exactly as it is. We don't need to change it. We don't need to be anywhere else. This is exactly where we belong right now. Everything is exactly as it should be in this moment. And if this moment proves to be difficult or challenging or upsetting, let's remember and allow that this moment might be part of our growth. And growth is sometimes painful and messy and sweaty and dirty. But it brings us to who we are and who we can become. We have an option at each challenge in our lives to let it defeat us or let it build us up. Our perspective on each moment and our conviction and our kick-assness is what allows us to turn it into something to make us great. Greater than we already are. Let it feed you. Let it fire you up. Let it inform you. Even the bad shit informs us. We just have to remember that perspective in that moment. Inhale, walk your hands towards your hips. Oh my goodness gracious. Go ahead and come down to your back. Let's go ahead and lay on our back. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, forward and backwards. Feel all the good things on your spine and in your back. Let me adjust this. My back. There we go. Oh, yes. Let's bend. Keep your knees bent. Plant the bottoms, the soles of your feet. Let's take our right foot and shoot it towards the sky. Right hip stays on the ground. Let's cross it over for a figure four. Oh. So our right ankle goes over our left thigh, right knee drops out. You can stay here, or you can lift your left leg and put your hands behind your thigh or over your shin. Big inhale. Exhale. This is the moment of letting go. This is a passive stretch, so we're not actively engaging our muscles here. We're kind of letting gravity and our body weight here do all the work. So let's check in with our shoulders. Are they settling into the mat? What about your jaw? Is your jaw holding on any tension? On a big inhale, can you inhale into that right hip? And exhale, draw your left knee closer, finding a little more space. Maybe using that right elbow gently to gently open up that right thigh. I always say gently because we want to be careful with our body. We don't want to force anything. Go ahead and cross your right knee all the way over your left. You can eagle your legs even if that feels good. And we're going to drop our knees to the left side, keeping our right shoulder on the ground, looking off to the right for a twist, an eagle twist or a cross-legged twist. Again, gravity's our friend right now. Gravity's the one doing the work. Our only job is just to let go and gravity work. So if you've ever done anything scary, like safely scary, I should say, like riding a roller coaster or bungee jumping or skydiving, you know you have that tension right before you do something. And then you have that moment of let go. You just have to let go. What happens after the let go? You're free. You have adrenaline. You might have fear, but after that and in that moment, you have that freedom. Inhale, draw your legs back up to your chest. Plant your left leg. Uncross your right leg or extend your right leg towards the ceiling. Maybe you reach behind your right thigh. Give that thigh a little bit of stretch. You can draw it out to the side if you want to, grabbing the sole of your right foot, letting it drop out to the side. Or you can plant it straight back down on the ground and just chill. If you drew your leg out to the side, draw it back up to the front, to the top, to the sky. Bend it, plant it back down. Now your left leg goes up towards the sky, sole of your foot towards the stars, towards the ceiling, towards the clouds. Flex those toes. And we're going to keep them flexed and strong as we cross it over our right thigh. Left knee draws away from us. You can stay here, or you can draw that right leg up, grabbing behind your thigh or around your shin. Shoulders come back down to the ground. Left leg stays flexed. Inhaling and exhaling. Letting go. If you applied that gentle and slight pressure on the right side, you can apply it on the left side with your left elbow. Or you can just let it be and just let the stretch do its job. Check in with your jaw again, your temples, the space between your eyebrows. Can we find that peace and calm in this pose? We can find it in everything we do. That's the answer to that. We can find peace and calm in everything we do. We just have to look for it. It might be the size of our fingernail in some moments. Be like, oh yeah, my fingernail's calm. And that's it, but that's okay because it's there. Underneath all of our emotions is peace and calm because that is what we are made of. It is there. Our other emotions just come and cover it up sometimes. It's like the silence. The silence is always there. The sounds just cover it up sometimes. Cross that, plant your right foot. Cross that left leg over into a cross-legged or eagle pose, whatever you did on the other side. Try on this side. And rock your knees over to the right side. Left shoulder stays down. Look to the left hand. Our peace is always within us. Just like the silence is always there. When the sound moves out of the way, or our thoughts move out of the way, we can find them. One more breath. On an inhale, come back to the center. Ooh. Plant that right foot, extend the left leg towards the sky. You can grab behind your thigh, behind your calf, whatever you did on the other side. You can stay here. Or you can grab the inside blade of your left foot and let it draw out to the side. Or you can plant your leg back down on the ground and just rest. Inhale, bringing your leg back up to the front if you had it drawn out to the side, and back down to the ground. Extend both legs. Go ahead and set yourself up for a Shavasana. Arms come to the side of your body. Palms can be either on the blade of your hand or palm facing up. Let your fingers curl. There is zero effort required here. In fact, there's zero effort requested here. I would like to be the first person today, and maybe all week, to ask you to do nothing. I don't want you to do anything. I want your focus to be on you for the next couple of minutes. Maybe your breath. And in these couple minutes, I want you just to practice mindfulness, noticing how you feel right now, how your body feels. And when your thoughts drift away from your mat, where do they go? After you see where they've gone, bring them back right here and just let yourself appreciate this moment of do nothingness. You don't get that very often. Don't shortchange yourself on this either. You deserve it. Stay here, stay in it, stay for it. This is the best part. Let your mouth maybe curl up into a little bit of a smile. See how that affects you. As you breathe, you're invited to, if you wish, go through a visualization of your body sinking into a big fluffy mattress or cloud as you lie there each time you exhale. Starting with your head, moving to your neck, your shoulders, all the way down your body. With each exhale, maybe you sink even deeper, even heavier into that cloud or mattress. Whatever you want it to be, the coziest spot you can think of. And if you don't want to think at all, you don't have to think at all. start to deepen your inhale. The next few inhales, start to find a little bit of movement in your fingers and toes. Imagine your hands and feet inhaling and exhaling with you. Finding some movement in those inhales and exhales, those big, deep inhales. Start to let that movement move up into your arms and legs until your body's in a full, long stretch from fingertip to toe tip. Reaching away from each other, giving your body all that space and that big stretch, and then drawing your knees up to your belly and giving yourself a really big hug, and then rocking over to a side, making a pillow with your arm, and letting yourself feel that cozy, comforting fetal position for a few breaths. Self-care is not selfish. It is important. It is critical and crucial to us being able to help others in the world and give to others. We cannot give until we've filled up our own cup. We cannot pour from an empty glass. Keeping your eyes closed, press yourself up to a seated position. That comforting movement, that fetal position before you come up here is just that. It's that same feeling as when we are children and we get to snuggle up in our beds, or we get to snuggle up next to mom and dad or whoever we love so much, where we would just get a little cuddle, right? Even if it's just our favorite stuffed animal or our favorite pillow. It's that same comforting feeling that we all deserve and we so rarely give ourselves. Inhale, nice long spine, back to that confident, proud, strong posture. So change it's a definite, like death and taxes. Change is one of those things we can always rely on. We know it's going to happen. How we approach and accept or fight or struggle against that change is directly going to affect our joy. So change is definitely going to happen. We can accept it or fight it. Either way, it's gonna happen. By just accepting and pivoting and rolling with the punches, we're allowing ourselves to find more peace, even in the challenging times. Remember, sometimes it's as small as your pinky nail, but that peace is there. It's underlying everything we experience. So by accepting that change, we have more of a chance to find that peace. We all deserve to be in touch with that more, because when we are at peace, we give more peace out. And the more people do that, well, the more we have world peace, right? And then that the ultimate goal for all us hippies doing yoga, world peace. It is mine anyways. So change is going to happen, right? It is. It's going to happen. Worrying about it doesn't change it. Doesn't make us feel better. But accepting it might just allow us a little more peace, calm, and joy in our lives. Let's cultivate more of what we want in our lives. That's what we want. Big inhale. Inhale all that calm and peace that is already within you. It will be with you the rest of the day. All the other emotions are just the shit that piles up on top of it. We can get rid of it. We can move it out of the way with our movement and our mindfulness and our breath. We can do it. It's still underneath there. That's our underlying place. That's our home. That's our home base for existence, is that peace, inner peace. Big breath in. Inhale your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring all that extra peace and love into your heart. Hold on to your heart or place your palms together. Open your eyes. Look at all the world around you. Let your mouth curl up into a smile. I hope that you go about your day remembering that peace that we created is always inside of you. Even when you get frustrated, just run away to a closet or a bathroom real quick. Breathe a couple minutes and know that it's there, or it'll be waiting for you on the other side. If somebody pisses you off on Facebook, it's still there. Your peace is still there. Don't let them steal it. And have a wonderful day. I send my love to anyone and everyone who watches this. Thank you so very, very much. Peace out. Peace to you. Bye-bye.